showed you 29 seconds, there are 1,000 signs in front of me right now. Do you get the picture without even have to getting into the video? Signs are everywhere. And some of them are, for corporate, and capitalism. Some of them have subliminal messages. How in the world can we possibly get away from all this subliminal programming, but still pay attention to the signs? Not obey, not disobey, just allow them to be there without the effects that they're trying to, program you with, right? Let's find out. Hello, and welcome to another episode of A Few Minutes with Marvin. I inspire those who aspire to make positive changes in their lives. And let's talk about those signs, right? Saw the intro to my video. And what is specifically this video about? Is it about the signs and the subliminal messages behind those signs? Or, how they're bombarding you with all these places that you have to go see, that you have to stop at, right? How many, places, on 95, if you ever headed down 95 to Florida, where Pedro's saying, south of the border, right? When I was filming the signs, that came right to my mind. I haven't been down 95 to go south of the border in 30 years, but I remember those signs vividly. It kind of scares me right now. I don't know if it does you, but that's the programming, right? And this video is not going to be only about programming. It's about how can you get out of that, right? Because here's the truth about what was going on for me. My intention for this video was to show you all these subliminal messages and billboards, right, that are coming at you. And for me, they signify programming, right? That it's just, whether it's come eat here or go there or golden arches or whatever it is, right? It becomes part of our subconscious, and we need to, we get to a point, especially if you live in these cities and in the touristy areas and the resorts, you don't see the signs anymore, and you go, oh, I'm just used to them. No, you're still seeing them. And I learned that just recently, driving through Georgia, and I was on a major highway, but it was nowhere near the beach, nowhere near the touristy areas. You see all those signs, right? So I decided, well, let me try to, beat this at its own game. I'm not going to look at those signs, because I'm aware that I don't want that content entering my now space. You know how hard it was for me not to look at those signs, even though I was consciously trying not to look at those signs? I would look down, right? I'd look at the car in front of me, focus on that. I'd look, when there was no car in front of me, I'd look at the road in front of me. But somehow, a minute or two later, I'm looking at a sign. And then I'm like, oh, I don't want to look at that sign. I'd look to the left, and I'm looking at another sign. And that's what happens. And that's no coincidence. It's not by coincidence. It's very much, the agenda to keep us so distracted and so busy looking, at things that they want us to do and to see and to be, and the messages behind them. And not all of them have subliminal messages, but enough of them do, where they're scattered in between all these billboards, that you don't know you're being programmed, right? So the first thing that went through my mind was, I am consciously aware of some of the programming here, and I'm trying to avoid it, and I'm having a hard time avoiding it. So imagine other people who don't feel the way I do, which is fine. We have our own free will. But can you imagine how they're being bombarded every day? And they may be saying, well, I don't even see the signs anymore. But even when I was looking straight ahead and really consciously focusing on not seeing the signs, peripherally, I could see the colors in the signs. So if you've been living in that area all your life, you don't have to read the sign anymore. All you got to see is the color, and you know exactly what that sign said. So you're programmed. But the constant barrage of all these signs, how on earth can we expect people to see past that and see that they're being, programmed? It's impossible almost, right? It's the hardest thing I ever done, and I was doing it consciously, and I'm very aware. So how can you, especially as a spiritual person, going through your journey and trying to change and trying to get out of yourself of this 3D, when everything around you is constantly barraging you with these signs? How do you get out of it? How do you break the matrix and not let it affect you to the point where subliminally you're doing things because literally somebody else put it there that wanted you to? And I'm not saying all the signs are bad. Some signs tell you, the next gas station. Some signs, you want to know a local place to go eat, right? Those signs are okay, right? But a lot of those neon signs, those are the ones that really get you. And I put it somewhere on this video, the picture of the movie They Live Again with Roddy Piper and the sunglasses, just to bring the point home again that there's hidden messages there, whether we want to believe it or not. So what do we do? How do you break yourself away from that? And these are very intentional, right? You saw all the billboards there. Now, and they're not the only thing. You have the televisions, you have the radio stations, you have the internet, you have all kinds of other things around you that are distractions. And how do you stop the madness, right? That's what this video is all about. And I'm going to tell you my feelings on it, and if it resonates for you, awesome. That's wonderful. And if it doesn't, maybe it'll just take you down a road where you can figure it out, right? We're all on our own individual paths and journeys. You don't have to believe what I'm saying, right? But if it stirs something up in you that brings you down, or makes you want to investigate it a little more just for your own peace of mind, that's fantastic. That's the only intention I have. It's just for you to, make that conscious choice. I'm just going to let, I just believe what I believe. I'm not getting bombarded by these signs. They're not bothering me. They're not invading my space. They're not programming me, right? If that's what you believe, perfect. You're right where you need to be. But if you are saying, wow, this makes a lot of sense, what else do I need to do so that I can end that in my life? I don't want to be programmed anymore, right? How do you get to that point? Enlightenment, right? So here's how you do it. Plain, simple, to the point. Be aware that these things are programming you in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's just to make you buy something that you normally wouldn't otherwise buy, or trying to, have you seen things their way, to be programmed and controlled. So how do you not allow that? How do you stop the programming, right? It's pretty simple. Before I get to that, my aha moment came as I'm driving and seeing all these signs and trying not to focus on them, saying, how do I not let these affect me? And there was the answer. Intend not to allow them to come into your now space. Say, I see you, and you can look straight at them, but I do not resonate with the message you're bringing me or the subliminal messages you're bringing me in this now moment. I do not consent. So, what does that mean for you? How do you stop it? Take your power back consciously. Stop giving it away subconsciously. In other words, be aware that you don't want these energies affecting you in any way, shape, or form. Set an intention not to allow them to infiltrate you or invade you, invade your now space. Be the witness, not the participant. In other words, you're driving down the highway, you can see those signs every now and just read one, right? It's going to catch your attention. But say, I do not allow this to infiltrate me or to take my power in any way, shape, or form. I do not consent. You set that intention with strength and courage and conviction, you can look at all the signs all the way down the road and they will not affect you in any way, shape, or form if they had some hidden agenda behind them. That is how. Mic drop. If you need some help in recognizing some of the things that may be influencing you, that have been part of your life, those limiting beliefs that you're trying to get past and see clearly, I can help. I am a spiritual transformation coach. Here's a link to my website. Please hit me up for a free 30-minute decompression session so we can start helping you help you see clearly what resonates with you and what doesn't, and what is the messages that are being broadcast to you subliminally, so that you can stop them if that's what you choose, right? So you can just get on your new path and not allow these energies to infiltrate you. Do not consent, right? I hope this message brought some clarity. It's a quick one. It is a very direct point. You have the power to allow or not allow anything in your life. So use it. Pretty simple. If you like the contents of this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. I sincerely appreciate it. You are more powerful than you've been allowed to be, and that you've allowed yourself to be. It's time for you to allow yourself to own your power, own your truth. Whatever you want in your life, allow. Whatever you don't want in your life, do not give consent to. Have an amazing day.